A woman walks out of a clinic in California, blinking in the sunlight. No glasses, no contacts. Perfect vision for the first time since she was a child. She should feel amazing. She's just spent thousands of dollars on laser eye surgery. Instead, she feels nothing. Then, slowly, she feels worse. Because somewhere in the back of her mind, she thought perfect eyesight would mean something more, that people would notice her differently, that she'd feel different, desired, secure. Nobody noticed. Nothing changed. Same job, same flat, same life, just with better eyesight. This is where Morgan Housel begins his new book. Not with a chart, not with a formula, with a simple, uncomfortable question. Why does money so often fail to deliver the feeling we thought we were buying? This is Morgan Housel's third book. His first, The Psychology of Money, sold millions of copies, teaching us how to think about growing wealth. This one flips the question. It's not about how you make money, it's about what you do with it once you have it. And Housel's argument is uncomfortable. Making money and using it well are two completely different skills. You can be brilliant at one and hopeless at the other. Housel opens with two families on opposite ends of the same story. The Vanderbilts were, at one point, the richest family in American history. Railroads, shipping, an empire built from nothing. Within a few decades of the founder's death, the money was almost entirely gone. Not because of bad investments, because of an appetite that never stopped growing. Bigger houses, more staff, grander parties. Every dollar earned simply raised the bar for what enough meant next. Then there's Chuck Feeney, a billionaire who built a duty-free retail empire and then quietly gave almost all of it away, flying economy class and living in a rented flat while he did it. Feeney died with a fraction of what the Vanderbilts had, and by every account, at peace. Same tool, money. Opposite results. Housel's explanation? Desire is a form of debt. The more you want, the poorer you feel, no matter what's in the bank account. Contentment isn't giving up, it's mastering the wanting. Here's the idea that ties the whole book together, and it's one every viewer in the UK will recognize the moment they hear it. Housel calls it social debt. What happens when the way you spend money changes how people see you, in ways you didn't ask for. Buy a flashier car, and it's not just the price on the finance agreement, it's the pressure to keep matching it next year so you don't look like you're slipping. Get a promotion with a bigger salary, and suddenly there's a bigger mortgage, a school in a more expensive catchment, a lifestyle that has to keep up, sometimes leaving you with less freedom than before the raise. Housel points to celebrities as the extreme version. Easy to calculate their income, almost impossible to calculate what they've lost. Privacy, anonymity, the ability to walk down a street unnoticed. Assets are easy to count. Liabilities like that are invisible until you're the one paying them. His conclusion, you don't just want to be rich, you want to be free to be anonymous. And every time your spending is driven by what other people will think, you're taking out a loan against that freedom. So, if status spending is a trap, what actually works? Housel's answer is blunt. Independence. Time and control over your own life. Not a private jet. The ability to say no to a job you hate, or yes to a Tuesday afternoon with your kids. He frames it as a spectrum, not a finish line. You don't need to be a billionaire to feel the effect. Every pound saved moves you slightly further along it. Financial independence isn't a number you hit. It's a direction you're already moving in the moment you start. And every debt works the other way. Every pound you owe is a small piece of your future that somebody else controls. Housel doesn't hand out a formula because he doesn't think one exists. What makes one person feel rich would leave another feeling completely empty. His method, a wide funnel, tight filter. Experiment freely with how you spend. Try the meal out, the class, the trip, the hobby, but be ruthless about cutting anything that doesn't actually deliver the feeling you're chasing. Most of us do the opposite. We inherit spending habits from our parents, our peers, our old selves, and never once stop to check if they still make us happy. There's a simple test Housel offers. Imagine you're on a desert island with your family, and nobody else can see how you live. What would you still want to buy? That's close to your real preferences. Everything else is probably status in disguise.
None of this is abstract. It's the extra bedroom nobody uses, bought because a certain postcode expected it. It's the car on finance that costs more in interest than it does in petrol. It's the round of drinks you didn't want to buy because saying no felt more expensive than the money itself. Housel's point isn't to spend less, it's to spend on purpose, so that money buys you something that actually lasts: independence, time, and the people you love. Everything else is just very expensive borrowed approval.
Housel ends where he started. The woman with perfect eyesight didn't need better eyes. She needed to understand what she actually wanted, and no amount of money can buy that kind of clarity for you. That's the real art of spending money. Not a bigger number, a clearer answer to one question. What is this purchase actually for? If this one hit home, the psychology of money is where Housel started, and it might change how you look at every payslip after this. If you found this useful, hit subscribe. There's a whole library of book breakdowns like this one waiting for you. See you in the next one.